On this edition of Let's Explore This, we are going to be in Navajo County, Arizona, specifically to discuss a now derelict and abandoned bridge. The bridge appears to go by a couple of different names. It is listed on Bridge Hunter as the Burgess Bridge. I am not entirely sure why that site refers to the bridge as the Burgess Bridge. I cannot seem to locate any substantial clue as to where the name Burgess comes from. The only clue to that name I can find is from Burgess and Nipple, who was retained by the Arizona Department of Transportation to perform in-depth inspections and load ratings of a number of Arizona bridges. I am not sure if that firm did any inspections on this bridge. Even if they did, referring to this bridge as the Burgess Bridge for that reason seems a bit odd. Reportedly, that firm inspected 173 bridges. Why would this one be so special? Relative to historic documents of this bridge, and for the purposes of this episode, I will be referring to this bridge as the name given to it per the National Register document you see right here. This bridge, historically referred to as the Holbrook Bridge, it was listed on the National Register of Historic Places way back in 1988. There is some interesting info to be said about this bridge, though it is not a whole lot. It's enough, though. Holbrook Bridge. It can be found on an abandoned grade of U.S. Highway 70, a little over 4 miles southeast of Holbrook, Arizona. It spans the Little Colorado River. For that reason, it is sometimes also referred to as the Little Colorado River Bridge, though other bridges also do cross that river, such as this one here, the Cameron Suspension Bridge, also listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Do not get the Little Colorado River confused with the main Colorado River, the one just about everyone has heard of. Yes, the Little Colorado is a tributary of that much bigger river. Now, let's talk a bit about the dirt road that carries this now derelict bridge. This here is a map of the region that holds the bridge, which is now within that circle you see right there. And as you can see, it is along a stretch of road referred to as Old U.S. Route 180. These days, clearly it is a dirt road. Now, I did not do much research on the state of this road itself. Therefore, I am not certain if this stretch was always a dirt road. Regardless, Route 180 is a real trippy one. It puts new meaning into being on a road trip. And you can read all about it here. Regarding this episode, though, all we really need to know is that a portion of 180 in this area was, many, many moons ago, once a part of US 70. The Holbrook Bridge holds a superstructure that consists of a reinforced concrete luton arch with a cantilevered roadway. The substructure is comprised of concrete abutments and wing walls. The decking consists of a concrete deck over earthen fill. Other notable features of the bridge include paneled concrete parapet walls, as well as plain but tapered cantilevered brackets. Its total length is just under 200 feet. This is a bridge that dates back to the early 1900s. Apparently, in 1912, without the approval of the Arizona State Engineer, the Navajo County Board of Supervisors contracted with the El Paso Bridge Company to erect a 128-foot truss over the Little Colorado River about 3 miles southeast of Holbrook. No, I could not locate photos, but that one was a bridge that was completed in 1913 and lasted only until April 14th of 1915, when a dam, the Lyman Dam, once located at St. John's, burst and swept away 5 metal bridges downstream. The site for the Holbrook Bridge was a poor one, and the foundations faulty, stated State Engineer Lamar Cobb. He acted immediately to survey a new site about 1,000 feet upstream from the original. That summer, with the consultation of bridge inventor Daniel Luton, Cobb's office designed a long-span Luton arch for a replacement structure. A state workforce began construction of the new structure on September 1st of 1915. Work would continue without incident until a flood washed the false work away on January 19th. And for those that don't know, false work, it is a term used to describe a temporary structure put in place to support what would become the permanent structure. Well, the men, they resumed their work soon after, completing the bridge in March of 1916. The total cost, believe it or not, was just $18,892. The bridge would go on to carry traffic until its replacement came about in 1961. Since then, its condition has deteriorated and used mainly to carry a ranch road. Okay, so I guess this road, this dirt stretch known as Old Route 180, has been a part of a ranch. Who would have known? That was true in 1988, I guess. What about now? I guess this here is the replacement. Yes, I did drive over it. Apparently, though, I never grabbed any footage of it. If I did, I would be showing it instead of a Google Maps photo. Yes, I did the footage first. Months later, I did the research. It's always good to do it the other way around, you know? Research first, then footage. That's not always possible. It is what it is.
Hey, look. Are those like little cabbages? I mean, are those edible? Is that what those are? Are they like little desert cabbages? Could I use those leaves for my salad or something? Anyhow, back to the history of this bridge.
The Lyman Dam disaster demonstrated graphically the impermanence of steel bridges. The bridge is the first concrete structure of any size near Holbrook, stated Cobb, and the people generally are highly pleased with the substantial manner of construction as well as the beauty of the bridge. Though not on the transcontinental Old Trails Highway, the Holbrook Bridge functioned as a regionally important crossing for decades until its replacement. Technologically, the bridge is significant as an exemplary long-span Luton vehicular arch. It has the longest span of the 13 Luton arch bridges in the state of Arizona. All were directly associated either through engineering or construction with the Topeka Bridge and Iron Company, the western arm of Daniel B. Luton's Indiana-based National Bridge Company. Designed by Luton, the Holbrook Bridge is thus closely associated with this important national bridge company. Despite now being in a much poorer condition, the Holbrook Bridge still does remain as one of Arizona's most important early spans. And with that said, the time has, once again, come to move on.